I don't think anyone watching that live stream was prepared for what happened in those few seconds, because one moment Manon was smiling, trying to keep it together like she always does, and the next moment her voice cracked, her eyes filled up, and the entire room went silent. It wasn't the kind of silence you hear when people are bored. It was the kind of silence that makes your chest feel tight, like everyone suddenly realizes they're witnessing something real, something painful, something that was never supposed to be seen by the public. And the worst part, she kept saying, "I didn't know, I really didn't know," while the camera kept rolling and Luke's name started exploding in the live chat like wildfire. I've been reading your comments for weeks now, and I know some of you don't buy celebrity drama anymore. I get it. There's so much fake outrage online, so many staged breakups, so many scripted tears that it's hard to tell what's genuine. I felt the same way at first. I honestly thought this was just another publicity stunt, another headline designed to pull views. But then I watched the full clip, I looked at the timelines, I saw the reactions from people who were actually there, and I swear, something about Manon's breakdown didn't look rehearsed. It looked like the exact moment someone's trust shattered in front of millions. And before we go any further, if you're here because you want stories that feel human, messy, and real, you already know why this channel exists. Stick around, subscribe if you haven't yet, because what happened next isn't just gossip, it's a chain reaction that nobody saw coming. To understand why this hit so hard, you have to understand who Manon was before all of this noise. She wasn't born into fame. She wasn't handed a spotlight. She built her audience slowly, video by video, late nights, early mornings, editing on a cracked laptop while juggling part-time jobs that barely paid enough to cover rent. People connected with her because she never pretended to be perfect. She talked openly about anxiety, about rejection emails, about auditions where nobody even looked up from their phones. Her rise wasn't glamorous. It was exhausting. And that's why when she finally started appearing on bigger platforms, when brand deals came in, when interviews started calling her the next big breakout, fans felt like they were watching a friend succeed, not just another influencer climbing a ladder. Then Luke entered the picture, and at first, he looked like the missing piece. He had charisma, confidence, that effortless charm that makes people trust you within minutes. Their collaborations felt natural. Their chemistry felt easy. Viewers loved them together because it didn't look forced. It looked like two people supporting each other's dreams. Behind the scenes, people say Manon trusted him more than anyone in that circle. She shared plans with him before sharing them with her own management. She defended him when rumors started months ago. And that's why this situation feels less like drama and more like betrayal, because when trust is built in public, the fall happens in public too. The night everything shifted started like any other stream. Casual conversation, jokes in the chat, fans sending hearts and laughing emojis. Then a comment popped up, then another, then hundreds. Luke's name kept appearing with one word attached to it, exposed. At first Manon tried to brush it off. She smiled, said people online exaggerate, said she didn't want negativity. But her phone kept buzzing. Notifications stacked on top of each other. Her expression changed from confused to worried in less than a minute. And when she finally glanced down and read whatever message appeared on that screen, it was like watching someone get hit by an invisible wave. Her shoulders dropped. Her voice trembled. She tried to continue speaking, but the words just wouldn't come out the same. Social media exploded before the stream even ended. TikTok clips spread within minutes, zooming in on her face frame by frame. On X, hashtags trended with people arguing over what really happened. Instagram stories filled with screenshots, slowed down videos, theories layered on top of theories. Reddit threads multiplied by the hour, dissecting every second like investigators. One fan wrote, "You can't fake that kind of pain. Look at her eyes." Another said, "If Luke really did this, that's cruel beyond words." Then there were skeptics saying, "We've been fooled before. Don't jump to conclusions." And somewhere in that digital chaos, Johny's name quietly started appearing, at first just whispers, then bold posts claiming he knew something long before anyone else did. Here's where the first emotional layer hit. People initially believed this was just about Luke allegedly hiding messages, conversations, private deals that contradicted the image he projected publicly. It already sounded bad, but not catastrophic. Celebrities survive scandals all the time. The second layer came when leaked audio clips started circulating, suggesting this wasn't just secrecy, it was manipulation. Fans felt uneasy, not angry yet, just unsettled. The third layer landed when former collaborators began sharing vague but heavy statements about patterns and warnings that were ignored. Suddenly the story wasn't about one mistake, it was about a history no one wanted to acknowledge. But here's the part nobody was ready for: the fourth layer wasn't about Luke at all. It was about Johny. While everyone was pointing fingers in one direction, Johny posted a short, cryptic message that read like a confession without details. He didn't accuse anyone directly. He didn't defend anyone either. He simply said, "I tried to tell her months ago. I didn't want to be right." That one sentence shifted the entire conversation. People started digging into old interviews, old live chats, old collaborations, trying to figure out what he meant. Was he protecting her? Was he involved? Was he holding a secret that could change how we see everyone in this story? And watching Manon during those days after the stream felt different. She wasn't posting dramatic statements. She wasn't chasing sympathy. She went quiet. Her absence spoke louder than any apology video ever could. Fans began asking questions that felt personal. How do you recover when the person you trusted most becomes the reason you're hurting? How do you face millions of eyes when your private pain becomes public entertainment? Would any of us handle it better if we were in her place? The fifth and final layer, the one that truly changed everything, came out slowly, almost reluctantly. It turned out Johny hadn't just known something. He had evidence. Conversations, timestamps, proof that he had warned Manon privately, not to create drama, but to protect her reputation and emotional well-being. The reason he stayed silent publicly was because he didn't want to look like he was attacking Luke or chasing attention. When those details surfaced, the narrative flipped overnight. The internet realized this wasn't just exposure. It was a tragedy of miscommunication, misplaced loyalty, and timing that came far too late. Luke's actions looked worse, yes, but Johnny's silence suddenly looked heavier too, like the burden of knowing a storm was coming and being unable to stop it. And the heartbreaking truth is, Manon's breakdown on camera wasn't just about discovering a secret. It was about realizing that the warning signs were there, that someone had tried to reach her, that trust had been misplaced in the worst possible direction. Imagine finding out that the person you defended was the one who hurt you, and the person you doubted was the one trying to protect you. That emotional twist cuts deeper than any headline ever could. Even now, the internet is still divided. Some say Johny should have spoken sooner. Others believe he did the only respectful thing he could. Some still defend Luke, arguing there are always two sides. But when you rewatch that moment, those tears, that shaky breath, that sentence where Manon whispered she didn't know, it stops feeling like entertainment. It starts feeling like a mirror of something painfully human. We've all trusted the wrong person before. We've all ignored a warning because we didn't want it to be true. So the real question isn't just who was right or wrong. The real question is, how do you rebuild after trust collapses in front of the entire world? How do you forgive yourself for not seeing what others saw? And if you were in Manon's position, would you have listened to Johny sooner, or would you have believed Luke too? Because sometimes the biggest shock isn't the secret itself. It's realizing that the truth was standing quietly in the corner the whole time, waiting to be heard.